Mulcahy Miners, number 19, Eli Morgan. And now the starting lineup for the American League All Star. Batting first, well, Fairbanks Goldfinger's catcher, number 26, Renee Martinez. Batting second from the Anchorage Bucks, center fielder, number 5, Zane Kerwitz. Batting third from the Anchorage Bucks, second baseman, number 23, Stephen Trostler. Batting fourth from the Kenai Peninsula Oilers, third baseman, number 10, Ted Bokey. Batting fifth from the Anchorage Bucks, first baseman, number 22, Taylor Jones. Batting sixth from the Anchorage Bucks, designated hitter, number 13, Greg Conrad. Batting seventh from the Matsu Oilers, right fielder, number 7, Brian Broom. Batting eighth from the Matsu Oilers, left fielder, number 15, James Fowles. And batting ninth from the Fairbanks Goldfiners, shortstop, number 19, Andrew Carrillo. On the mound of the American League tonight, from the Kenai Peninsula Oilers, number 9, Josh Madelis. Calling the game from behind home plate tonight is Christopher Viverito from Lombard, Illinois. Down the first baseline from Las Vegas, Nevada, Rob Mays. And down the third baseline from the great state of Washington, Jim Schubach. If you will now please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem by Steve Dixon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly seen, and the rockets wrinkling the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome on out back to Mulcahy Stadium after an action-packed, filled home run derby that started just 3 hours ago with Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks Caleb Potter winning that contest in thrilling fashion over Joe Wainhouse. We are now ready for the All-Star Game here, 2015 edition. Thank you for joining me. I am Kevin Peel, one of the Matsu Miners broadcasters. We are going to have a great game scheduled for you. Lots of guests coming through the 2nd through 8th innings. So it's going to be a fantastic time here. Get to talk to a lot of the Miners, even some of the Chinooks and other guests as well. So stay tuned for that. It will be an exciting one for sure. We'll get you the starting lineups real quick for the National League, the team that is filled with Miners, Chinooks, and Glacier Pilots. They will be the visiting team in this one. Alex Caruso will bat first and start in center from the Miners. Luke Hamlin will get the start out in left from the Glacier Pilots and bat second. Batting third and out in right field will be Brick Paskowitz. Batting fourth and DH Matt Diorio, both those players from the Miners. At third base and batting fifth from the Glacier Pilots will be Kevin Veers. Batting sixth and at first base from the Miners, Tanner Nishioka. Batting seventh and at second base from the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, Matthew Ferruto. Batting eighth and catching will be Andrew Mogg from the Chinooks. And batting ninth and at shortstop from the Miners will be Tyler Wolf. And Miners starter Eli Morgan will get the nod for the first inning for the National League. We'll take a look around the defensive alignments for the American League. Out in left field, it'll be James Folks from the Oilers. In center field, Zane Gerwitz from the Bucks. In right field, Brian Room from the Oilers. At third base from the Oilers will be Ted Boki. At shortstop will be Andrew Carrillo from the Gold Panners. At second base will be Stefan Trosclair from the Bucks. Taylor Jones will be at first base from the Bucks. And the battery of Rene Martinez. And starting pitcher from the Oilers, Josh Medeles. As the ball low to Alex Caruso. And the count now 1-1. A absolutely beautiful day for baseball here in Anchorage, Alaska, at Mulcahy Stadium as Caruso fouls that one straight back. And the count now 1-2. Matsu Miners with 15 All-Stars in this game, which exceeds last year's total by 4. We'll get the chance to talk to a lot of them as the game goes on. 1-2 is lined hard towards left. Moving over to make the catch is Folks in left field. And one gone here quickly in the top of the first. Game time temperature for you, 70 degrees and mostly sunny. It is a splendid day here in Anchorage for a baseball game, just like yesterday was in the Scouts Showcase, both the games in which the Miners played in. A 2-1 win over the Chinooks and a 2-0 loss against the Bucks. Ball one inside from Medeles to Luke Hamblin, a left fielder from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. 1-0 pitch. Well over 300 average hitter is Luke Hamblin. A lot of ability to steal bases and has really been caught stealing more times than really he should have been this year. May have run himself into some unfortunate situations at times. As taking a strike is Hamblin. Count now 2-1. Behind home plate is Chris Viverito. Behind third base, Jim Shulock, and behind first base, Rob Mays. Those are the umpires for today's game. Called strike on the outside corner to Hamlin. Now the count 2-2 with Brick Paskowitz looming on deck. 9-inning All-Star game between the NL, ABL All Stars. This one's chopped foul by Hamlin. And he will resume his place. One of those guests that we'll be able to talk to was home run derby winner from the Chinooks, Caleb Potter. He'll join me and Andrew Alex in the 5th inning to talk about just a fantastic home run derby as it was. 2 straight Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks winning that. As swinging through the pitch from Medeles is Hamblin, and he strikes out. Now 2 gone here, and that'll bring up Brick Paskowitz of the Matsu Miners. Batting over 370 coming into this contest. The National League All-Stars today in the gold jerseys with white pants. And taking a ball up high is Paskowitz for a ball 1-0. The American League All-Stars in navy blue with yellow lettering and numbers. 1-0. There's a ball low from Medeles, and the count now 2-0 on Paskowitz. Part of a Matsu Miners team that is 26-8 coming into this All-Star break. 2-0. Is on the inside corner for a strike with a fastball. The count now 2-1. Matt DiOrio standing on deck. Another Miner in the middle of this order for the National League. 2-1. Is popped up and foul straight back. Count now 2-2. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Proud sponsor of each and every Matsu Miners internet broadcast. So I'm popped up into foul ground, giving chase is Boki, but he will watch it sail out of play. Count still 2-2 on Paskowitz. Outfield playing almost straight away, except center fielder Zane Gerwitz shading just a bit towards left center field, playing the late shift on Paskowitz, and he swung on and missed it. That curveball from Medeles, the throw down, will retire Paskowitz, and 1-2-3 goes the National League All-Stars in the 1st inning. We head to the bottom of the 1st. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on for the NL All-Stars. AL All-Stars coming to bat. Stay tuned. You're listening to the ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. With the American League All-Stars coming to bat, let's get you the starting lineups for them in a scoreless game here in the ABL All Star Game 2015 edition. Batting first and catching for the American League will be Rene Martinez from the Gold Panners. Batting second, now in center field, Zane Gurwitz of the Bucks. Batting third and at second base of the Anchorage Bucks will be Stefan Trosclair. Batting cleanup and at third base from the Peninsula Oilers will be Ted Boki. First pitch from Eli Morgan is a ball high with a fastball on the count now 1-0. Taylor Jones will bat fifth and play first from the Anchorage Bucks. Brendan Conrad will bat sixth and DH of the Anchorage Bucks. Called strike with a fastball from Morgan in the count now 1-1. Brian Room will be out in right field from the Peninsula Oilers. He'll bat seventh. James Folks, also the Peninsula Oilers, will be out in left and bat eighth. Ball low and a changeup from Morgan. The count now 2-1. And Andrew Carrillo will play shortstop and bat ninth. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Call for a strike to Rene Martinez. The count now 2-2. Eli Morgan, the only 5-0 pitcher in the ABL, coming into the All-Star break. And that one gets past the catcher, Andrew Mogg, and back to the backstop. So the count now 3-2. Take a look out in the fielding alignments for the NL All-Stars here after this pitch. As this one's grounded to short, should be an easy play for Tyler Wolf. He'll flip on to first to retire Rene Martinez. One gone here in this bottom of the first inning. Out in left field for the National League All-Stars will be Luke Hamblin. In center, Alex Caruso of the Miners, Hamblin of the Glacier Pilots. Brick Paskowitz will be in right field from the Matsu Miners. At third base will be Kevin Veers of the Glacier Pilots. At short will be Tyler Wolf of the Miners. At second will be Matthew Ferruto of the Chinooks. Ball low to Gurwitz, and the count now 1-0. Tanner Nishioka will get the start at first, and he is from the Matsu Miners. The battery of Andrew Mogg and Eli Morgan. 1-0 is a ball from Morgan. Count now 2-0. Zane Gurwitz of the Anchorage Bucks comes in with one homer on the year. Didn't really miss making that home run derby by much. Called strike from Morgan. The count now 2-1. His teammate Stefan Trosclair on deck. 2-1. Fouled out of play by Gurwitz, and the count now 2-2. Zane Gurwitz has many conference rivals, friendly rivals that is, in the league that he plays in. He's from the University of Texas, but plays the likes of Connor Wanhana and Zach Plunkett from the Miners. Also, many other Big 12 guys in this league. As this one lined hard towards right, and it's going to get down and pass Brick Paskowitz towards the right field corner. Gurwitz will be on his horse to second, and he will get in there safely with a double. First hit of this game for either team, and it comes from Zane Gurwitz. Still no scorer, but one of the most dangerous leaders in the game coming up. That's Stefan Trosclair getting the start at second base. Also played in the home run derby that preceded this All-Star game. Stefan Trosclair has 2 homers and 22 RBIs coming into this game. Just under 300 average. This one grounded towards short. The runner will move up. Wolf will throw on to first in time for out number 2. So Trosclair retired on just one pitch by Eli Morgan. But the tie-breaking run here in the bottom of the first is 90 feet away. And now bring up Ted Boki.
Number 10, Ted Boki.
Ted Boki, also in the home run derby. Him and Trosclair, the top 2 hitters, the middle of the order hitters in this lineup. Called strike on a curveball from Morgan. Count 0-1 to Boki. Home run leaders both squaring off in the home run derby, although neither of them able to win it. Trosclair was able to make the second round before getting knocked out by Caleb Potter, the eventual winner of the event. Ball low. They will check, and he did go. Boki couldn't hold his swing. Count now 0-2, 2 outs. Going to take a hit to score the first run of this 2015 ABL All Star Game. Glad you could join us. My partner Kyle Howard has the day off today with his family, enjoying the Matanuska Glacier up north. 0-2 is a ball just outside with a fastball from Eli Morgan. The count now 1-2. The wind continues to sway the flags out behind the left field wall. Wind blowing in towards that left field corner today, as it has been all day. 1-2 is lined up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Ted Boki will plate the first run of this game, an RBI single. Second hit of the game as Zane Gerwitz comes in to score. And the American League All-Stars take the lead here on an RBI single by Ted Boki. 1-0, they lead. I'll bring up Taylor Jones. Ted Boki already making an impact in the All-Star game after a rough home run derby for him. First pitch to Taylor Jones is a curveball that just misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Here is college teammates Taylor Jones and Eli Morgan. Taylor Jones out of Gonzaga, much like the right-handed pitcher Eli Morgan on the mound. 1-0 is low for a ball. Another curveball. The count now 2-0. Eli Morgan, a guy that comes in with a sub-1 ERA on the season, .83. Gives up a run here in the bottom of the first inning of this All-Star game. But I guess for the Miners' sake, it's a good place to do it. Give up that run now. Fouled out of play by Taylor Jones. The count now 2-1. Jones having a big year, not only in terms of hitting, over 300 average hitter, about 320 on the year, but also pitching as well, although has had some tough luck in his starts, an 0-4 record coming into it. Soft liner to Tyler Wolf, and he will take care of it over there at short to retire the side. But Ted Boki's RBI single gives the American League All-Stars a 1-0 lead heading to the second. You are listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. As we await some of our guests to arrive here to the broadcast booth, we get set for the top of the second inning as the AL All-Stars leading the NL All-Stars. You are listening to the 2015 ABL All-Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Coming into the game now to pitch will be Jim Voiles out of Atlanta, Georgia. He's from the Anchorage Bucks, a sophomore at Florida State. His twin brother, Ed, that pitches with him at Florida State and here in Anchorage with the Bucks. And the Miners' own Matt Diorio, the designated hitter to start this one, takes the ball up high. The count now 1-0. Jim Voiles, a very tall right-handed pitcher, 6'8". Takes the ball outside, does Diorio, and the count now 2-0. It's the only defensive change so far, just the new pitcher. This is what has popped up into left field, going back towards the track in left center field to make the catch is Jim Voiles, Anchorage Bucks teammate, Zane Gurwitz. Quickly one gone here in the top of the second inning. A quick moving game. Much like last year's contest was very quick moving as well.
Number 4, Kevin Beers.
Now here comes Kevin Veers of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. First pitch from Voiles, and he swung on and missed that one. Count 0-1. Veers, kind of a surprising story that he didn't make the home run derby this year. A guy that hit 6 long balls last year. He's in his 3rd season with the Pilots as he takes the ball outside, and the count now 1-1. Guy out of Fresno State that has a lot of power. Had a game-winning hit last Monday against the Miners in a doubleheader here at Mulcahy Stadium. Takes the ball outside from Voiles, and the count now 2-1. And he nearly had another opportunity in that doubleheader to strike against the Miners. This one is chopped hard off the plate and fouled on that first baseline. So the count now 2-2 on the left-handed National League All-Star hitter. Normally a first baseman, but has some versatility too. Plays over there at third. So Voiles from the windup, and here's the 2-2 pitch. And it floats high and away for a ball on an off-speed pitch. The count now full, 3-2. Outfield and infield playing essentially straight away. Middle infield onto the grass as this one is lined softly towards second. Easy play for Stefan Trosclair as he will go towards the second base bag and make the catch. 2 gone quickly here in the top of the second, and that'll bring up Tanner Nishioka of the Matsu Miners. His rise has been quick and steady. Tanner Nishioka, a guy that got benched really, was hitting the ball decently, but trying to fit in all the playing time with all the players. Fastball for a strike from Voiles, 0-1. Kind of had to sit Nishioka down because there just wasn't room for him, but he subbed himself into that one blowout win over the Chinooks, 13-2 on June 29th. Logged 4 RBIs in 2 at-bats in that game, 1-1. And he takes the ball low, 2-1. And since that day has taken off offensively, averaging over 400, and that's with 80 at-bats on the season. Just incredible. His rise, 2-1, is hit towards center field, and Gurwitz is hustling back, still going back, and he'll make the catch in left center field to retire the side. So the NL All-Stars go 1-2-3 once again here in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second, 1-0 American League. You are listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to the 2015 ABL All Star Game. As we are almost set for the bottom of the second inning, Connor Menez of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks going to check in to pitch, the ace of that staff. But I'm joined alongside me with my first guest of the day, Niles Nygaard, Miners All-Star third baseman. Niles, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Glad to be here. Beautiful day out.
Absolutely. Couldn't have asked for a better day for baseball, could you?
Oh, nothing better than this right here. Playing baseball with a great group of guys and just having fun out here.
And right now we're seeing an excellent pitcher come into this game, a guy that has been able to have a lot of success against you guys, and even with how much success you've had as a team, Connor Menez has been a guy that's kind of single-handedly killed you.
Oh yeah, great pitcher out there. we've had a tough time facing him, and it's great to be on the same team as him today.
It does make it a little better. You guys trailing 1-0 right now. 2 hits for the American League, and no errors, no runs, no hits, no errors for the National League. As now we will have another Anchorage Buck coming up to start off this bottom of the second inning. And that'll be Bren Conrad, a guy that had a big hit against you guys yesterday, 2-run double. What have you seen out of Bren Conrad in the short time that we faced the Bucks this year?
Looks like he's got a good swing, got some good discipline at the plate. Good player overall, looks like.
And he swings and misses through that fastball from Connor Menez. Count now 0-1. Now tell me, Niles, this is your first All-Star game of sorts that you've been able to take part in throughout your life?
There's All-Star games in high school and Little League and stuff, but this is my first big one, so it's pretty cool to be a part of this right here.
As tapped to the pitcher, Connor Menez will throw on to first to retire Bren Conrad. Quickly, 1 gone here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Brian Room, the right fielder. Now, Niles, talk about what you've been able to do with the minors at third base. You logged a lot of time. Of actually probably kind of nice for you to have some off days of recent. They've kind of mixed up the lineup with the minors playing so well that you've been able to kind of probably take a step back at times and just work on your game.
Oh, yeah. It's tough playing every day and getting a feel for the game. And I'm just having a great time out here playing the game I love and just getting ready for next year and having a great time out in Alaska right now.
Menez is 0-2 to Brian Room, is low for a ball. Count now 1-2. And that is probably one of the things that you start to find out, that everyday factor that the skipper, Ben Taylor, kind of probably tries to push you towards getting used to playing on that everyday basis.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could play every single day, but unfortunately I banged up my knee one game, so I had to sit that game. And it's hard to sit, but, it's good cheering on your teammates, and just being with the team is great.
Brian Room flies out to left field, so now 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. And now bring up another Peninsula Oiler, James Folks, the batter. This is a guy you guys have seen a lot of lately. The Oilers coming off of 2 big offensive games in which you guys scored 28 runs, Niles. What happened to the offense? You guys had something that you were on a mission to explode in that big 2-game series. At that time, you were both AL and NL division leaders, and you guys just came out and hit the ball very well.
Oh, yeah. Well, every game we go into, we want to bury teams, and we want to beat them by 10 runs. And it starts all with pitching and defense, and then the bats, they just came around that game, and we were squaring balls up, hitting them in the gaps, and finding spots on the field.
Count now 1-2 on Folks, and he taps that one foul. Look out towards the crowd and even some of the players down there. You guys are so many of them that you're out onto the field. That might be a little scary over there for you.
Oh, yeah. Line drives flying everywhere today, so gotta be aware.
Have you been one of those guys down on the field right now outside the dugout?
No. Yeah, I was out there chilling with the guys, and I came over here.
Very good. Well, Connor Menez gets James Folks to strike out to end the bottom of the second inning. Niles, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to talk to you. When we come back, we'll have a couple more guests for you, so stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to
the
the 2015 ABL All Star Game. That's right. We are joined by Corbin Martin, relief pitcher for the Miners of Texas A&M, and also James Harrington of the University of New Mexico, one of the starting pitchers, both All Stars. How are you guys feeling today?
Feel great. Glad
Feel
to
awesome.
be here.
You guys
It's a
feel
great
good?
day.
There you go. Your team right now down 1-0 here as we enter the top of the third inning, but you guys are trying to get a rally going. We'll start off with Matt Ferruto,
This kid hits missiles.
a guy that you guys have been able to face a lot. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your experience with him, Corbin?
I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure he squared me up a couple times.
Every time I've pitched against somebody, he's hit a missile.
Yeah, it's like our most feared batter.
1-0, and that one's
That's
low.
a good eye right there.
Low for a ball, 2-0. Yeah, this is a guy, especially early on in the year, was really hitting the cover off the ball average-wise, and Matthew Ferruto has settled down a little bit, but still a guy that can hit on any pitcher at any time, it seems like.
Yeah, he has a lot of loud outs when he gets out, so he's one we have to kind of pitch around instead of pitch to, because he'll make you hurt inside if you. Oh, that's a ball, but I called the strike.
All right.
3 by the count of Ferruto now. You were going to say something, James?
Oh, no.
Well, you guys, not teammates, but teammates now with the Miners.
Oh.
And there you go. There's your
Just
loud
missed that
out.
one.
As that one's flown to right center field and one gone in the inning as Matt Ferruto flies out to right field. We'll have his teammate Andrew Mogg, another dangerous hitter from the Chinooks, coming up, the catcher today. And that had to be probably a little interesting for Eli Morgan, having a different catcher other than J.J. Hancock or Matt Diorio or Zach Plunkett. Yeah. How different is that to kind of adjust to a new catcher?
It depends. Sometimes some catchers just, oh, he's safe, yep. Some catchers just don't know what your stuff does, but he probably knew him a little bit, facing him so many times. And they worked together in the bullpen. I think they got it down.
And that will be either ruled an infield single. They are going to rule it an infield single.
That's what
First
I'm talking
hit.
about.
One off the mound there.
Nice.
James Harrington's right on. It is the first hit of the game for the NL All-Stars. And that'll bring up your teammate, Tyler Wolf.
Here we go, Wolfie. He's been hot lately.
Yeah, great guy. Good defender as well.
Talk about loud outs. This is a guy that seemingly is knocking the cover off the ball every time he hits it, it seems. A 230 average that he comes into in this All-Star game, not really reflecting of what he does up
He
at
hits
the plate.
like he's hitting 500.
Exactly.
Scary thing is he went to college as a pitcher only. And now he's hitting with one of the best.
And he's a guy that really handles himself well. One of the words that your manager used for him was steady Eddie at the shortstop position. Is that right on, you guys would say?
Yeah, that is.
He's a brick wall out there, and he's one of those guys you can feel safe with if the ball's put or hit that way. So that's always good when you have a leader at shortstop like that, when he patrols that infield really well.
And that is a called strike for the changeup. 2-2 the count. And so, interestingly enough, I have 2 of the guys right now, because in talking with Home Run Derby and who's hitting home runs, you 2 are guys that are routinely hitting the ball out of the yard in batting practice and pitchers' beefs, which you've had the opportunity to have a lot of this year.
Yeah, we don't have the opportunity to close the yearbook yet when we go out there and have our glory days from high school hitting pitcher beeps. It's fun. We kind of joked with BT today saying what we could have hit in the home run derby. And we really wanted to, but it was fun to watch our guys do work.
This one's popped up on the infield. Taylor Jones standing in his tracks and going to make the catch. So 2 gone here in the top of the third. And staying at first will be Andrew Mogg. I'll bring up another one of your teammates, Alex Caruso.
It's a big Al. He's a great person and baseball player, and it's fun to be around. Great teammate. He gets the job going at the leadoff spot usually.
And a guy that we've even seen hit in the middle of the lineup, too. And it seems like wherever he's put, he has answered the call so far.
Yeah, he's any spot in the lineup he can hit in. He's got a home run on the year. I mean, power hitter, leadoff hitter, whatever. He finds his way on.
1-0 count on him as the fastball misses high. I was going to ask you guys, what was that initial reaction when Caruso hit that home run in that Bucks game? From you 2 especially, but the team as well.
I was in the bullpen, and right when he hit it, we all started running down. we kind of joked with him early in the week saying he'd be the last person to hit a home run because he hasn't hit a collegiate home run. And then right when he hit it, we're like, oh, that's a base hit. That's going to sit down. Yes,
It
sir.
will drop in. So base hit for Alex Caruso in his short right center field. Andrew Mogg going to move up to second. Jam is starting to get a little bigger for the AL All Stars as Luke Hamlin going to come up here to try and keep this going. 2 outs, and let me say there's something about your team with 2 outs this year. We especially saw it early on in the year, but also even recently you've had Tyler Wolf tie the game with 2 outs against the Oilers or the Pilots in one of those early games.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot of damage in that spot, and that's a high pressure spot for these hitters. What does that say about your team as a whole that you've been able to do a lot of that?
It kind of keeps you like loose when you're pitching because you know that no matter what the situation is, our hitters can get the job done. And we just go out there, we try to put as least amount of runs on the board, but no matter how many runs we've given up, it seems like our hitters always have an answer. So that's a big positive there.
Count 2-0 on Hamlin as that one floats low and away. So Mogg in scoring position at second. Now 2 hits on the board. 1-0 AL All Stars leading. 2-0 is outside for a ball. Count now 3-0 on Hamlin. And this
is loaded with brick if we watch right
here. Yes, it would be. Hitting 330 for the Pilots is really probably been a pain in the neck for you guys this year.
I was going to say that.
He's a great hitter.
He makes any hit or ball put in play turn into something scary how fast he is. He's hard to get out because of his speed, and he has really good hands, so you can't really beat him with anything. You got to make him make a mistake, which is hard to do, but I feel like our pitchers have done a good job with that all year.
And they were being careful to him that time. They give him a 4-pitch walk, so here's your situation, guys. Brick Paskowitz with the bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the third.
It's our boy Brick right here, Joe Dirt.
Brick Paskowitz does it all. How do you think he does it, guys? Because he plays in the outfield and hits all day and then comes in and pitches the ninth for you.
It's amazing.
We call him the hometown hero, the Alaskan hometown hero, because everyone loves him. He's a great ball player, and he's so nonchalantly good and never talks about himself, and great teammate. He's always going to be cheering other people on no matter how good or bad he does.
Never gets down on himself.
He's fun to watch, too.
Count 1-1 now.
That's a ball.
And that one is just a little bit low. You must be pretty good at it. You were watching pitches your entire life.
To not call that one a strike.
He's got a little earphone in. He can hear us from here.
He may very well be able to. 2-1 from Diaz. And that's a called strike at the knees on the outside corner. So Paskowitz now has an even count on 2-2 with Matt Diorio on deck.
Yeah, I'm getting burnt. It's hot.
Well, sunshine's bright today. You guys, if you have to stand out of the dugout.
Oh, that's outside.
Rung him up for strike 3 on a nice slider time from Diaz.
I didn't like it.
Nope.
We'll get more reaction when we come back. Heading to the bottom of the third, bases left loaded. 1-0 AL All Stars. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Drew Jacobs on to pitch here for the National League with the American League leading 1-0. I'm Kevin Peel, still joined by my special guests for the third inning, Corbin Martin and James Harrington. You guys still feeling strong?
Oh, yeah,
back.
feel awesome.
Ready for one more?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a good throw.
And this guy coming on, Drew Jacobs, a member of your team from the Pilots. Well, the Pilots in general have been a team that really has battled you hard all year. It seems like every single game was a one-run game, at least 7 out of 10. But now you guys have played them more. But really, a team that kind of surprises you. They're now 2 games over 500. They don't seem super good, but they're sneaky good. This is a sneaky good
There's
team.
a lot of good players on their team. Actually, great players on their team. They got a lot of guys from all over, and they got 2 really good coaches. And the talent's there, but it's kind of hard to come in the summer and play well as a team and get the job done. But it's fun to be on the minors because we get along, we have fun, and no one's complaining about playing time, and we just do what we need to do when the job's called on our name.
1-1 to Andrew Carrillo of the Gold Panthers, number 9 hitter, with Rene Martinez, his Gold Panthers teammate, on deck.
Oh, good pitch.
A very good one at that. 1-2 the count. Jacobs, one of those guys that kind of flew under the radar. Would you guys believe if I told you that he has a sub .5 ERA on the season?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys in this league with really low. Oh.
Tried to bare hand that one,
Glove.
and
Why they
that
give it
might
to
cost
you.
him. That should be an error there, I believe, charged to Drew Jacobs.
They'll give him a hit, yeah.
They are going to give him a hit.
All-Star game.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it. A little more relaxed
Yeah.
environment, but it would have been a cool play
That
for
would have been a
sure.
really cool play.
Yeah.
Have you guys gone for that bare hand before? Have you been able to?
Yeah,
I've
I
done it
tried
once.
on the line drive, but it didn't really feel good after that.
Did it one time, worked out, but hand didn't feel too good after that.
I guess it's just a reaction. Oh, that's the quickest way, and then 2 seconds later, your hand's on fire.
It's never really a good idea to stick your pitching hand out there.
Yeah.
Curveball's first strike to Rene Martinez on the outside corner, 0-1.
Oh, he's out.
Runner taking off. The throw down is
Oh.
a little high, and in there safely is Carrillo with a stolen base. A good throw from Andrew Mogg, but it was just a little high. So runner on second. AL All Stars could be threatening here again. Now you guys are some of more of the jokesters on the team. You guys have some good jokes for us on the broadcast today. As Martinez is going to ground out to first here. One gone here in the bottom of the third.
You got a good one?
I do, but I don't think it's proper for
That's okay. That's okay. See, that's half the battle sometimes, isn't it? Now the runner's still stuck on second. And Carrillo.
These next 2 guys from the Bucks are really loud outs.
Yeah. Good
This
hitters
guy right here has a lot of power.
for a little guy.
Yeah.
Kind of want to know as he misses outside with a ball, does Jacobs. And Gerwitz is a guy that takes on a lot of your Big 12 teammates in college play. What do you hear about Gerwitz?
He's a Texas guy, and we played each other in high school, and kind of he's a UT guy, so he's
and
a big
Texas
rival.
A&M,
Yep.
of course.
But he's a good guy. He's been well known in Texas for a long time. Well respected kid, and yep, right there.
There's a line drive into right.
That's all he does. Yep, don't run on break.
As the throw comes all the way into home, but staying at third is Carrillo. Runners now in the corners, 4th hit of the game. 1-0 still. The AL All Stars leading, but now you have the league leader in RBIs and Stefan Trostler coming to the plate with just 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
This kid's scary.
Yeah. Good hitter.
Yeah.
A lot of pop.
His home run derby was stupid.
It was very good, and even with that, it's still crazy to think that a second-year guy returning got outplayed by Caleb Potter, but really it was just Caleb Potter getting the 1 extra one. Both of those guys in that seeding really could have been a fantastic championship. All 4 of those guys were doing fantastic.
Yep.
Missing outside is Jacobs and counting on 1-0.
It was fun to watch.
And a very intense one. Is that the best derby you've seen? I mean, in person for sure, probably.
Yeah,
for sure. 3 rounds of what they do, extra
championship
rounds. That was crazy.
Now, Kevin and I talked a lot about that during the All-Star Game. Is that a format you guys like better in watching with the timed instead of the?
Yeah, I think the timed is.
It helps out because with the 10 outs, you can take as many balls as you need to.
Lined into left field, a base hit for Stefan Trosclair. That will score a run as Carrillo will come in to score. Trosclair's RBI single will plate another, and it's 2-0 here. AL All-Stars here in this bottom of the third inning. A couple weeks ago when you guys played the Bucks, Trosclair had an RBI triple against the Miners, and really I think you guys had done a fantastic job against him this year in terms of when he's gotten on base. It's really been kind of harmless singles, but that triple was really the only time I think that he's really been able to hurt him. That's a testament to the pitching staff and what you guys have been able to do.
Yeah, we kind of figured him out pretty early on what his flaws were, and that's what we tried to attack. And then we made 2 mistakes that game, and he hit a ball at the wall and then hit a triple. So that's how good he is. He adjusts to our great pitching, and he's just one that you can't make a mistake to because he'll hurt your mistakes big time.
Now Ted Boki with a 1-1 count on him. As the AL All-Stars leading 2-0. Boki has already driven in 1 today on an RBI single. Ball outside, 2-1. Jacobs in a bit of a tough spot here. Has kind of been hit hard in this inning. What do you guys think he needs to do to kind of get his focus back on track in here?
Be nice to get a ground ball right here, double play, limit the damage. It happens. You're going to give up your run sometimes, and you just got to – you can't panic in these kind of situations because the offense is going to come around. It's just a matter of when. And right here, if you limit the damage, that'd be big time for your confidence and your hit. Oh, good pitch.
Lined hard and fouled on that third base line. So the count now 3-2 on Ted Boki. Now, okay, I'll ask you a question here. Did it here or no?
I think you put him in motion.
Yeah, I think
in motion.
Yeah, because I mean,
just a shot in the dark.
If he does hit a ground ball, it's a run, and you get the guy to second. I mean, they already have the lead.
He'll probably steal right here. Yep, there he goes.
Good call, boys. Swung on and missed.
Oh, that's an out.
Throw down.
That's 2 outs.
Yep.
Interference.
That's what happens. Interference.
Catcher's
that's what I'm talking about.
Interference.
Put me and James in the game. We know what we're talking about.
So an unfortunate way for the inning to end for the AL All-Stars, as that will do it. But a run does come in on the Stefan Trosclair RBI single. Corbin Martin and James Harrington, thanks you so much.
It was awesome.
It was a pleasure to be with you today. We'll have
you.
2 more of your teammates on here in just a second.
Awesome. No one's going to do it better than us.
Nope.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Yep. Stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. On to the top of the 4th, the AL All-Stars leading the NL All-Stars by a score of 2-0. I am Kevin Peel, and joined alongside me now by 2 more pitchers, part of the tremendous Miners starting pitching staff this year. Calvin LeBrun, who made an appearance in the Home Run Derby, and Eli Morgan. How you guys feeling today?
Good. You know, just enjoying the All-Star festivities.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Your teammate Matt Diorio going to come up here, and he will come up swinging and chop this one back to new pitcher Aaron Soto from the Bucks. Throw on to first and 1 gone here in the top of the 4th inning. I'll ask you first, Calvin. Aaron Soto, the guy on the hill right now, is a guy that you had the opportunity to do a one-on-one game in which your team won 2-1. How impressive is this guy on the hill?
He's really good. I mean, he throws all of his pitches for strikes. He's down in the zone, and he just he gets outs, and he's very effective. He's had a good year so far, and obviously it shows by him being in the All Star game. And he's just got good stuff, and he's just a good pitcher all around.
Called strike to Kevin Veers, and the count now 0-1. Nice curveball there from Soto. Count now 0-2. Quick working. Now, Eli, I have to ask you. You had an interesting person face you in that first inning. You had your college teammate Taylor Jones come up against you.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you've been able to face him this summer?
Well, I faced him the first time I pitched against the Bucks. I think I got to get him out twice. But
this one grounded to second. Will be an easy play as Veers is retired, and quickly 2 gone here in the top of the 4th inning. Taylor Jones, you guys both know this, an interesting two-way player. His pitching is pretty good. I mean, but the numbers maybe not showing it, and then he can hit.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do with him at Gonzaga because he's so good in both facets?
yeah, I mean, it's interesting about him because 2 years back he was our Sunday starter, and this year he was our best first baseman, our best hitter. So
Yeah,
he's an interesting guy to be able to do both things so well.
Yeah, he's got an unreal swing, and he just he plays good defense. He's probably the most athletic person I've seen that's that tall. I mean, he's an athletic specimen, and he just does everything right. So
Tanner Nishioka keeps mopping up. Another single up the middle will be the 3rd hit of this game for the National League. My goodness, guys, you have got to be kind of shaking your head at how good Tanner Nishioka has been really in the past almost month for this minors team.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, he's turned it on really quick. I played with him last summer in the West Coast League, and I've seen how talented he can be, and obviously in the last few weeks he's done what he normally does. So yeah, he's been swinging the bat great, and he's picked up first base pretty quickly, and he's done a very nice job over there.
And he just swiped a bag on Rene Martinez. That was a good throw too, and that I guess gives you a bit of an idea of the speed that Nishioka has. He's sneaky fast.
Yeah, the flying Hawaiian.
Now Matt Ferruto going to try and drive him in here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Pretty big lead for Nishioka. Long look from Soto. And 1-0 a ball, 2-0. And Soto, the guy that pitched those 8 innings against you, really held you guys, your hitters down, and Nishioka still able to line a solid single to center like that. Kind of gives you an idea of what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's just been playing well. He's seen the ball real well, and especially a guy like Soto, he's throwing his that pitch right there. That's pretty nasty, but yeah, Tanner's just been doing a really good job for us and helping us be so successful.
Another ball to Matt Ferruto. Count now 2-0. Now, I never got to ask you guys, and for the fans, how's the Alaska experience going for you guys?
It's been great. It's different than the summer ball both of us were used to last year, where we have to travel 6 hours every trip. It's been relaxing in that sense, and the state's just so beautiful, and being light all the time. You get to do a bunch of stuff. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's and definitely with everybody welcoming you here so well. I mean, the community is just so respectful, and they make you feel like you're at home. So it's definitely an experience that we have never experienced, because last year it was just you're traveling all the time. You don't really see your host family much, but here you see the same fans every day, and it's just they just welcome you with open arms, and it's a pretty special experience.
Ferruto now, count on him 3-1. Soto from the stretch. Takes a couple looks towards second. Now he's ready, and here's the pitch. And it's on the outside corner for a strike with a fastball. Full count 3-2, but Nishioka will be able to take off on this pitch. You guys played for the Wenatchee Apple Sox of that West Coast League, and a team that won the championship. Am I correct on that?
Not last year, no. We did, and Eli was actually on the Yakima Pippins, so we were division rivals. But yeah, we actually didn't make the playoffs. I think it was our first time in like 15 years. So it was,
wow.
and all the times that Coach Nags was there, so it was pretty pretty crazy that we didn't make the playoffs. I think we got booed out of Wenatchee after the season was over. So
tough room, I guess.
Yeah, no, and Wenatchee's a cool place, but they have pretty high expectations for their teams there. So it's just a bad year.
Ferruto will take a walk, and the ball got all the way to the backstop. Nishioka was sliding into third, though, so he had to stay right there. Now a bit of a big situation here. You have a powerful hitter and Andrew Mogg with 2 guys on. Now, Mogg hasn't hit a home run against you guys, but you know of his capabilities.
Yeah, he's a good hitter. He does all a lot of these hitters just do all the right things, and they make solid contact every time they're up there. They're always tough out. So, every hitter here has done a great job.
With Tyler Wolf on deck, Andrew Mogg trying to put the NL team, right back in this. Takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Both you guys from Gonzaga, what are the career aspirations from there? What are you guys looking to do here?
Well, I mean, I think like most of us, trying to play baseball as long as we're allowed, and after that, I'd like to work in money management somehow. I enjoy numbers.
Yeah, I'd like to teach at some point, but yeah, like Eli said, we all just want to keep playing baseball for as long as we can. And but yeah, after baseball's over, I'd like to get into teaching at the high school level and hopefully become a coach someday and see where that takes me. So
very good. We'll be right back with Eli Morgan and Calvin LeBrun. We head to the bottom of the 4th as Mogg flies out to end the inning. 2-0 AL All Stars. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. We're back here for the bottom of the 4th in the 2015 ABL All Star Game with the AL All Stars leading the NL All Stars by a score of 2-0. Joined once again by Calvin LeBrun and Eli Morgan, Miners starting pitchers. And guys, I guess you have some appropriate shout outs to give out there. So
Hi, Mom, from Eli.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad, from Cal.
And I'm sure they're enjoying this game right now and being able to talk and hear their sons out and playing. And guys, this is a team that's really special at 26-8. Have you been around that sort of atmosphere that special?
No, nothing like this, and nothing where the team is just enjoying everyone's company. And you go in the clubhouse and everybody's just so happy to be around each other. And and then with that, the winning comes. I think when you're having fun and the coaches are relaxed and everybody's having a good time, I think that's what makes teams most successful.
And Taylor Jones pops out to second, so one gone here quickly in the bottom of the 4th against Braxton Wilkes of the Chinooks. Ball inside to Bren Conrad, and the count now 1-0. Didn't get a chance to hear Eli's response to that 26-8 question.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on it during my last interview, but I mean, it's such a special group of guys to be able to come out here in such a good league and play like we are. And it's real special.
All right, 2 gone now as a ground out by Bren Conrad. So Braxton Wilkes really carving up the AL All-Stars at the moment now. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. And we had James and Corbin talking to us about the sun being so bright here. 70 degrees, called strike to Brian Room. Is this 70 degrees kind of, what is this comparable to you guys? Maybe, because for me, I would think like a 70 here with how direct it is.
Yeah.
Probably like an 85 to 90 back home.
Definitely. The sun will beat down on you, and it's tough because sometimes it'll feel cold out. You'll toss on a jacket, and then right when the sun comes out, you got to take it off or else you'll be sweating real quick.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot better than the 115 weather I'd be at home in Phoenix. So this definitely beats it. I know my mom was talking about when she got home because they came and visited me last week, and she said, I want to come back up. It's 115 here. Why did I come back? And yeah, this definitely is, you can't beat this kind of weather. You got a nice little breeze and sun's out, and people are having a good time at the game. So
Wilkes misses outside. The count now 2-2. I believe we just had like our first 90-plus degree day back home with a heat advisory. So we're used to the sometimes 57 and rain up here.
Yeah, well, it's a lot better than Spokane. Spokane's gloomy half the time, so you barely even see the sun.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys, Calvin LeBrun and also Eli Morgan, for joining us here on the 2015 ABL All Star Game. You guys go get them.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You are welcome. We'll be right back. A couple more guests coming up for you here in the 5th. Stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. So 9-1-2 coming up in the order for the NL All-Stars as we enter the top of the 5th inning, and he comes up swinging to Tyler Wolf, grounds it right back up the middle and into short center field. Troskler was going to try and chase it down, but it will get into center field. So Tyler Wolf starts off with a single for the NL All-Stars. In this 5th inning, I'm joined beside me by one of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks broadcasters, and Andrew Alex.
How you doing?
And also Caleb Potter, one of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks outfielders, and also our home run derby champ today. How you feeling, Caleb?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. This is called strike. The new pitcher is Sean Michel for the AL All-Stars, coming on from the Oilers. Now facing the top of the NL lineup, and Alex Caruso. And that pitch is called strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Caleb, you were in a really pressure-packed situation earlier, winning that home run derby. Had to feel good for you. I heard you say one of the things that you've won one back when you were 10, a home run derby, but this one might be a little better feeling for you.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome coming out here, having some fun with my teammates and the other competitors, and being able to come out here and compete with some of the best around the country, actually, and being able to win it for the Chinooks and the Chinook Nation. So it was pretty good. As
Caruso strikes out looking, 1 gone, first strikeout for Michel. And how about 2 years in a row, guys? I don't know what it is. You guys are breeding the power hitters here.
And both of them from West Virginia, where Caleb goes to school.
Which is incredible. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was Jackson Kramer is my teammate back at West Virginia, and he won it last year. So I knew in the back of my mind I had to defend the title for the Chinooks and West Virginia. So I was happy to represent the Chinooks and WV Nation back home. And hopefully I can maybe go a little one-on-one with Jackson Kramer back home when I go back home.
You're going to have to now. Although it might have been a little harder today for Jackson Kramer to win from the left side because of the wind blowing the way it was. But Joe Wainhouse was hanging right with you, the lefty out of the Glacier Pilots. Were you impressed with what he was doing out there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, how could you not be impressed with that guy? That guy's his size is always going to be a head turner, and the guy was able to pull out a lot of balls. Thought he was going to give me a challenge in that championship round. Glad I was able to tie him twice and be able to go on and beat him. But he was a great competitor. He had a great attitude throughout the whole thing, and he was a great guy to compete with.
Talk about a great hitter right up here, and Luke Hamblin, a guy that we both have had a lot of experience with. I know against the minors, he's been able to reach base a lot, and I'm sure you guys with the Chinooks have had issues trying to get this guy out with how good he is. And he'll ground that one to second, flips on to second for one. The relay is in time, and the speedy Luke Hamblin grounds into a 4-6-3 double play to end that top of the fifth. A quick one.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. We will be right back with the Chinooks broadcaster, Andrew Alex, and also Caleb Potter. Stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. On to the bottom of the fifth, still 2-0 AL All-Stars over the NL All-Stars here at the 2015 ABL All-Star Game. I am Kevin Peel, joined alongside me by Andrew Alex and Caleb Potter. Heard we have a couple more shout-outs to give here, guys.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout-out to Michael Fairchild over there. I give a shout-out to Patrick Cromwell, too, my teammates. Promised them I would, so just wanted to do that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, interesting fact. Michael Fairchild's my best friend, and he knows it. I'm going to give him a little heart sign. Yeah, he shakes me off. He shakes me off like he denies it.
I don't know if he totally agrees with that one. I'm just kidding.
Very good. Kyle Simon's going to check out here at the bottom of the fifth inning for the NL All-Stars. And you guys just sounded like you're a little surprised that the NL trailing in this game with how deep of a division this is. All three teams really have been playing hard this year. I know I've been talking to some of the minors about Pilots. Seems like every game has been a one-run game. We've had a ton of tough games with the Chinooks too. Just talk about this division and your team in general.
Well, absolutely, Kevin. You know, the way I see it, and really and truly, I feel like the NL, at least team-wise, depth-wise, especially with pitching, so much deeper than the American League. But unfortunately, in this game, the American League kind of just getting a lucky inning off Eli Morgan, who's been really just lights out.
0.80
throughout
ERA,
this season so far. But I think, you know, when it comes down to it, you know, the NL's the better team. And what really worries me, though, is I feel like, you know, if all the teams played even games, right, it would really probably end up being a Miners Pilots, a Miners Chinooks top of the World Series. But even with the Bucks struggling to begin the season, this late surge that they're on, it's, you know, probably going to be Miners Bucks. But in the top of the World Series.
This is a Pilots team that was beating the Bucks a lot too. Was able to win the Mayor's Cup off of them, and they really have been, you know, the way they've been playing. You guys have been playing really tough competition. That's why your record has maybe been slipping a bit. But when you look at it, I mean, the Pilots have elevated themselves to 2 games over 500 after a tough start.
Oh yeah, you got to give the AL All-Stars some credit here. I mean, the Oilers is a really good team. We lost 3 to them earlier this year. The Pilots have just been fighting their way back, and the Bucks are full of talent. Their bullpen's really deep, and the whole league all around is a great league. It's just all about who gets hot and when they get hot, and who can keep going on the grind, going down in the summer.
On the grind. That's a term that the Matsu Miners will be very familiar with.
Of course, yes, we are.
But the pitching too. I mean, obviously, the Pilots, they have Dellinger, they have Drew Jacobs, 2 guys with really impressive stuff. Of course, at the top of the head, Eli Morgan, Calvin LeBrun, and that's just the tip of the iceberg with you guys. And then we have Connor Menez, a guy who you look at the scouts radar here in his second inning, he was clocking 91 on the fastball from the left side a few times. And that's just the NL side. This league is so deep this year pitching wise. And of course with the outfield too. I mean, how could you pick for the NL side between Viz Cayeno, Brick Paskowitz, Cam Baronic, Jacob Brobst, Alex Caruso? I mean, just some really impressive guys out there.
Simons gets Carrillo to strike out, so 2 gone now here in the bottom of the 5th. And called strike.
And Kyle Simons, look at this guy.
Yeah, a guy that has been kind of sneaky. He's a little under the radar for the Miners in terms of pitching, but his record and ERA really show a lot different story. 4-0 and an under 2 ERA. Which is kind of surprising, and that gives you guys, trouble all year. But.
Yeah, he's been really impressive against us from what we've seen, and obviously with the numbers it shows. But out here, it looks like he's pumping pretty good and locating the fastball and the curveball really well.
And that one tapped foul. And the count now 1-2. And there was a moment a couple Sundays ago in which the Miners and the Chinooks came together, and you guys were able to talk about some of your mission with the athletes in action with the Miners, and I thought that was a really cool setting. If you guys could harp on that a little bit, because I thought that was really cool to see both those teams join together.
Oh yeah, as most of the teams in the league know right now, we're athletes in action, and we're representing Christ while representing our team and ourselves. We have 2 loves: there's baseball and Christ. While we're here, and we just want to get that message out to each and every team. We really appreciate the Miners taking the time, just a quick 15 minutes to be able to listen to what we have to say in the free gospel message of Christ. So it's just more of a mission for us, and we just wanted everybody to know that we're not just here for baseball, we're also here for missions reasons and for Jesus Christ and bring glory to God. So we really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us.
Of course. 2-2 snaps the bat onto third. Throw will be in time, but Tanner Nishioka couldn't quite dig it out of the ground. And so a shattered bat, it appeared there. We'll see how that's ruled. It's going to be a tough one. Would have been a tough out.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a more relaxed environment here. We noticed the first one, the barehanded attempt there. I was asking.
Trying to show off a little bit.
I was asking, Drew Jacobs was one trying to get the barehanded attempt, and I was asking, there will be an error on that, by the way, but I was asking the pitchers if they had ever had a chance to go for the barehand and how it felt. And definitely one of the most scarier plays in baseball is that comebacker, especially on a line drive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Little surprised he tried to use his pitching hand on that play. Didn't really know that you were supposed to do that.
Seems like kind of a high-risk, low-reward thing. Drew Jacobs, and that's another guy who throws stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Swung on and missed. Big curveball from Simons. Count now 0-2 on Zane Gurwitz.
And Gurwitz is trying to put one out here and trying to finish off the show for himself, going 2 for 2 already.
Well, you know him a little well.
Yeah.
Big 12, West Virginia, Texas. That's a rivalry that's really building up.
Yeah, it's a rivalry that's going to be continuing for a while. The last couple of years, couple bench clearing altercations coming up a little bit here and there, but we're friends outside the universities. So, but yeah, the new rivalry right now is Texas West Virginia baseball wise. So it's an interesting thing. But Gurwitz is a good guy. We've talked a little bit here and there. So, but once we get on the baseball field, it's a different story. So
count now 1-2. Now, one of those interesting examples is Connor Dotson, a guy who comes from Texas. Probably didn't imagine he was going to be as that is a fair ball down into the right field corner.
He's going to go for that triple.
And Gurwitz will have at least 2 in to score. Is 1 run, and he will stop at second. Not quite able to get the triple this time, so he'll stay the double and the home run away from the cycle, if you will, for Zane Gurwitz. How about 3 for 3? And he has six hits now for the AL All Stars, and they lead at 3-0 here in this bottom of the 5th inning.
Gurwitz definitely having a day so far in front of a lot of scouts here to impress.
And let's just say, I mean, this is a scary part of the lineup. These 2-3 guys right here. When you look at Gurwitz and Trosclair, if they had the chance to kind of show their clutch factor against you guys at all this year, or because I know you had a very good stretch against the Bucks, though you were able to handle them pretty well.
Gurwitz, we were able to handle him pretty well actually. through our series with them. Trostclair, I don't know. He kind of had his days. Like one day, I think he went 2 for 3. Another day, he went 0 for 3. So he's kind of on and off with us. But I think Trostclair gave us the most trouble when we played the Bucks.
Yeah, I remember going back to those games with the Bucks. I was talking to my broadcast partner Garrett during the pregame show, and I was saying that handling Trostclair would, of course, be the key to the game. You know, all the talent that he brought in, all the hype coming out of this season with the second-team All-America, the 18 home runs, so on and so forth. And we didn't completely shut him down per se, but our pitching definitely, you know, kept him controlled. He wasn't jacking dingers off of our guys. You know, he'd have like a ground ball single here and there, but, you know, containing him was really, you know, part of the big reason that we took that series sweep with the Bucks.
Pretty sure Menez pitched against them, didn't he?
Yeah, Menez got one of the games, and of course, one of the games was the 13 inning, I believe, where Cam Baronic had the triple.
Oh,
and
man.
the sun's out, guns out game, as the Chinooks faithful will recall, as Cam Baronic came to that game wearing he's a big character, and he came to the game wearing a sun's out, guns out tank top under his jersey, and it was, you know, 13th inning, and all the guys were giving him, you know, they were messing with him a little bit before the game about the tank top, and when he did the thing, I yelled, "Sun's out, guns out, baby!" when he got the triple, and he'll never let me forget that one. But that was part of the 8-game win streak. That was really some of the most fun that the Chinooks have had this season.
As Trostclair took a 4-pitch walk, and now the batter Ted Boki for the Peninsula Oilers, a guy that already has an RBI on the day, an RBI single to center. And in that stretch you guys had for the Oilers, was this a really high impact player, a guy that was able to get to your lineup? What did he have that was allowing him to do that?
Well, against the Oilers, the guy that really got us actually against the Oilers was Brian Wilson, I believe, the center fielder from Loyola Marymount. And, you know, we actually lost to them on a couple of freak plays where Michael Fairchild was our pitcher that day, and he was throwing an amazing game, and they got 2 bunt singles and an error, and then a sac fly was the deciding thing in that game. And then another one was I believe, an 11-inning scoreless game before a very, very questionable call at home plate, as confirmed by our instant replay from our broadcast, said that maybe that game wasn't necessarily over, but, you know, we came back from that, and we ended up winning. We beat you guys in 1, and we lost 3 games against the Miners, but we had a 3-game winning streak, and it's kind of been up and down since then. But the Chinooks looking to recover. They got, I believe, 11 games left this season. 5 against the Pilots, then 2 against every other team except for the Gold Panthers. And, you know, it's going to be all about pitching. Unfortunately, we lost Michael Staudinger, a guy who was selected for the All-Star game for the season. He tore his ACL in a game. Was that against you guys? When Staudinger went down?
No, I don't believe so.
No,
maybe
it
might have been. I can't recall, actually.
But that's a big loss. That was a guy that's batting .275. But, you know, that's baseball. You just have to recover. And we wish him the best, obviously. With the surgery, he had to go back home to Seattle. But it should be interesting to see how the season plays out. A lot of games with the Pilots, and that'll really probably decide who gets second place in this really, really competitive national division.
You got it. Thank you very much, Andrew, Alex, and Caleb Potter.
Thanks for having me.
For joining me. We'll be right back. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. And welcome back to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. As Soto back to the hill, this one grounded to second by Jacob Brobes. The throw on to first will be in time for out number 1. I am joined now by Garrett Mansfield, the other play-by-play guy for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. How you feeling today, Garrett?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I have a day off, kind of. So I'm taking full advantage of it.
But
we get more than a quarter of football action together.
This is true. Garrett and I come from the same university, Bowling Green State University. in Ohio. That is a called strike. Or did it miss? Let's see, it is a called strike. 0-1 on the outside corner. And this one hit pretty well and high towards right field. Going back to the track to catch that one is the right fielder. They made some changes, so we'll have to get those to you in just a minute. 2 outs quickly here in the top of the 6th. Yeah, that is the funny backstory behind Garrett and I. We've been in the same broadcasting organization for over 3 years until you just graduated and did 1 quarter of football against each other before our equipment went out.
It was one of those things that the fall, it was just going to go that way. I had a feeling. Of course, we had to drive all the way to Athens, Ohio, 3.5 hours away, but we did get to enjoy the great Ohio Bobcats IMG Sports Network guys on the way home.
As Niles Nygaard will take a ball low. Count now 2-0 on him. And this is continuing talking about the Chinooks. You know, Andrew closing out was talking about the unfortunate nature of Michael Staudinger. As we'll get back to that as the top of the 6th will end. We'll get to that in the bottom of the 6th as Niles Nygaard lines out to end this top of the 6th inning. Stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Zach Warren going to come on and pitch here from the Miners for the NL All-Stars as the AL All-Stars leading this game 3-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th. I'm once again joined by Garrett Mansfield. Now, Garrett, in talking more about the Chinooks team, you've been here for 2 years now. You've kind of seen it. The Chinooks were definitely a team that wasn't playing very well last year, but a team that really had a lot of fight, had an 8-game winning streak, as we talked with Caleb and Andrew a little bit about, but didn't really touch on too much. That was a really special time for your team and a time where hopes were really riding high.
Yeah, and most of those games were done against 2 of the more storied franchises in this league, and the Gold Panthers and the Anchorage Bucks, and then you throw some wins with the Glacier Pilots on each end of those as well, and you put that together, and it just starts something that just compounds and it just keeps going. And a lot of people were paying attention to us finally for once in a team that has only been in Shugiak Eagle River now for its 4th season. And some people, they still aren't aware of that our team is there, just north of Anchorage, and to kind of bridge the gap between Anchorage and Matsu. But the exposure it got us was very good, and that's one thing that I think the GM Chris Beck was most happy with. That, I mean, not only did you have guys that are very talented on this team, but you have guys that are willing to compete, and that was one thing that was the big difference between last year's team and this year's team. Was they were stating some team goals, and about every single one was like, I want to win some games, I want to go out there and compete for a title, and that's exactly what they came out and did the first month and a half of this season. Obviously now, Matsu has left everybody in the dust and in the national division, and have looks like they're going to represent that side of the league unless there's a catastrophic New York Mets collapse, which I don't see happening with that club.
As the first batter, Bennett Oliver, retired on a fly ball to left field that was caught by Vance Vizcaínos. Now 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Another fly ball popped out of play. As we're starting to get some of the subs in here. It is Jordan Washam of the Peninsula Oilers that is batting now, and this is a guy who's really had a lot of success probably against you. I know he has against the Miners, and he's a lethal leadoff hitter.
Yeah, he's a catalyst, certainly at the top of their order, and even though he's battled some stuff in terms of health, but he's really been a staple at the top of that order, and probably one of the more quality bats you'll have in the Oilers lineup.
And that scary injury actually for Jordan Washam with his ankle came against us, and it was a moment in which everyone was really quiet in the crowd, and especially the Oilers, a guy that we knew how important he was to that team, and it's just really good to see him recovering so quick here and able to play in this All-Star game. As he grounds one to third, the throw from Nygaard will be scooped at first by Tanner Nishioka. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, I thought you were going to say
something. No, I was
There you go. But definitely good to see him back and firing at all cylinders, and he will be a guy that when you're looking at the rest of the league right now that we've been talking, we said a little bit at the end of the Home Run Derby, that 5-day stretch for the Bucks starts tomorrow as they travel to Kenai to play the Oilers, and then they play back here again. Just a huge stretch of baseball for an American League division that was not very interesting at first, but the Bucks closing really strong here.
Yeah, it became pivotal right here, and I think it'll be decided within this next week. But I mean, when you look at it on paper, and you're wondering why are the Bucks even having to fight for the division because of the talent they have on their club, probably one of the more dangerous rosters in this league outside of Matsu. But I mean, they've kind of underperformed a little bit, but now have starting to hit a stride, and they're playing really good baseball right now.
And finally gained their overall record to 500. That is a 1-game lead for them. Called strike from Warren. That's now 3-1 on Justin Jacobs.
Yeah, and that's one thing the Chinooks are looking to do for the first time since being in Chugach Eagle River. Of course, starting for their first 10 years, they were settled in Fairbanks as the Alaska Fire, and now have come down to the Chugach Eagle River and renamed as the Chinooks. But a 500 season is going to be a very, very positive thing, and hopefully it's something that we're able to write home about.
Perfect, Garrett. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Been good.
Yes.
Good luck the rest of your game, man.
Thank you very much. Finally, the opportunity to talk to one of my co-partners in crime for the past couple of years at BG, and now here in the ABL, Garrett Mansfield. Take care, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, we'll be back. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Some more distinguished guests with me today. Kyle Simons and Brigham Hill. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's a blast to be here.
Absolutely. Back goes flying from Tanner Nishioka as he fouls that one back 0-1. Now, guys, you maybe have had the fear of life kind of put into you because Nishioka, this is a couple times that the bats come flying out of his hands, but I guess you can when you're hitting over 400.
Yeah, we've seen that before from Nish. Just kind of slips out of his hand, taking a big hack at it.
So you guys both from Texas A&M, and we had your partner Corbin on earlier talking with James a little bit about pitchers' beeps and how cool those are and who's hitting the home runs and so forth. Brigham, I don't know if you've gone yard, though, but I've seen Kyle go yard a couple times out there.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to get in the weight room, that's for sure.
Maybe skip leg day one time?
Yeah, or 2 or 3.
It's surprising how tired you get when you're taking hacks. I give credit to hitters now every time I see BP because it's 5 swings, 6 swings, it wears you out.
1-2 to Nishioka's fouled away, and he'll stay alive now. 1-2. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the NL All Stars. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the AL All Stars. You've seen an impressive performance so far from the AL All Stars today. They've come out with some timely hitting and got out to this 3-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. They jumped on us early, and they're in the first and just kind of settled in on the mound, and they're putting good swings on the bat at the right time.
Nishioka strikes out looking on a great curveball from John Schreiber, one of the 4 Gold Panners All-Stars in this game. You guys have seen John Schreiber one time, and actually he was the pitcher of record in that 15-inning game, which you guys won on July 7th, that 1-0 game. How brutal of a game taxing is it on you guys as players when you're playing in those 15-inning games, especially when it's scoreless like that?
It's not too brutal because you're out there having a good time. You kind of feel it afterwards, That was one of the best games I've ever been a part of, and I feel like me and Kyle, it kind of brings back to the TCU game.
Of course, yeah.
Except we got the win this time.
But yeah, talk a little bit about that, because you guys had your 3 A&M guys come. You had Connor Wanhana and Zach Plunkett come from TCU. And while you probably weren't holding anything against them coming in, it's probably just a bit of a bad, remembrance. Oh, yeah, these are 2 of the guys that just beat us to get to where we wanted to go.
Yeah, a little bit. I think we're still a little salty, but they're good guys, so they fit in real well with our group and a big asset to have with us. So,
we've definitely bonded. We're pretty close, and I think that's in the past. We're moving forward.
That's good. And you guys are not done at the collegiate level yet. It's still a rising Texas A&M team. Carson Kreitz now, even count on him 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. But when you're looking at, you guys are going to be factoring in even more bigger roles this year.
Yeah, that's the plan. I hope, a year under our belt now at A&M, and we kind of get the idea of what to expect out of everything in the program. And, we got our feet wet in the first year, and, we're definitely ready to go and start that fall up and get it going again.
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot this year. You can't just throw fastballs by people anymore. You have to pitch, and, you got to make quality pitches. You can't just, expect to beat everyone with a fastball.
And Carson Kreitz strikes out, so now Tyler Boxwell, a new catcher into the game from the Chinooks, takes a called strike 0-1. This is a guy that in a ballpark that has only surrendered, counted 3-4 home runs this year, 3 of them by your guys. Tyler Boxwell hits one off the wall. I guess that's a little testament to his power.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the wind always seems to be blowing in favor with the pitchers, keeping it in the ballpark. A little bit of a graveyard, but these guys are here for a reason. They can put a good swing on the ball and get it over the fence once in a while.
Yeah, he definitely likes our team pitching.
Yeah.
He always seems to heat up when he plays us.
And 1-2 is a called strike 3 on the outside corner on a beautiful pitch from John Schreiber to end the top of the 7th. So the AL All Stars keep on mowing him down. We had to stretch time in the bottom of the 7th. It is 3-0 AL. You are listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. I'm Kevin Peel, joined alongside me by my guests for the 7th inning, Kyle Simons and Brigham Hill. You guys still hanging in there?
Oh, we're making it.
How do you like this broadcasting thing being on air?
I mean, it's definitely different, but it's always fun being here with you.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys very much. Sam Brown going to come in here and bat first against the new pitcher from the Glacier Pilots, Wes Judish. Now we'll talk a little bit about how you guys have pitched this year, and you look at it. Kyle Simons, 4-0 record under 2 ERA. Brigham right now 1-3, little over 2 ERA. But guys, when you look at it, you both have very comparable performances. Just a couple bad breaks here and there. I guess that just shows you kind of the tough luck of this game sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a game that'll humble you real quick. You know, when you think things are going well and something will happen and it'll bite you in the butt. But you just got to stay humble through it and keep working hard.
Yeah, that's the big thing about baseball is just always working hard and never taking anything for granted. You know, being happy and blessed to be out there.
Sam Brown will fly out to start this bottom of the 7th inning. And I think, Kyle, you can probably testify to defend Brigham, because Brigham has pitched really well this year and just maybe hasn't gotten the results that maybe he would like sometimes.
Yeah, he's been doing great. It's fun to watch him out there, and just a few breaks here and there, and on one game, we lost it 1-0, so we just didn't quite get the run support we needed. But then the next night, we put up 12 or 13 runs, and so that's just baseball. It's how it works.
And this one tapped back to the mound. Wes Judish will grab it and flip on to first. 2 gone here quickly in this bottom of the 7th inning. Now, guys, what are your career aspirations going away from Texas A&M? But you're still young there, though. Just finish up your freshman years. But what are you guys looking forward to do as you go on in life?
I'll be a senior, actually.
Sorry.
But, yeah, I spent 2 years at JUCO and then came to A&M, so this is my first year at A&M. But, I'd love to play at the next level, and, that's the plan. I'm going to do everything I can to try to get there and then, have hopefully a degree in my back pocket to work off of.
Freshman year of sorts for you then, Kyle.
There you go.
Sorts.
Oh, well, I'd definitely love to play professional baseball, but afterwards, I'd like to own my own ranch and, live the life there and be a cowboy.
There you go. And originally, Kyle, you from Nebraska, and Brigham, you from Texas, and going to school in Texas. How was the life growing up in the country? The lifestyle you like? Of course, you want to own a ranch, so talk about that, guys, if you want to a little bit.
I mean, the lifestyle is great. It's a lot of hard work, and it's kind of like baseball. You got to always stay on your toes, working hard. Making things better each and every day. And I think Kyle wants to own a ranch one day too. And
yeah, I mean, I've grown up in kind of a small town, Nebraska, and so I've always been around, farming and ranching, and so I'm studying agriculture at A&M, and hopefully, someday own a ranch or something, maybe with Brigham.
Yeah, that's the goals right there.
Swing and a miss as Wes Judish gets the strikeout of David Bonuelos, the catcher for the Anchorage Bucks. Brigham Hill and Kyle Simons, thank you so much for joining me here.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you. And so we'll head on to the 8th. 3-0 ABL All Stars. Keep it tuned right here. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. As we wait for more guests here, Paul Lujan going to take the mound from the Kenai Peninsula Oilers here in the 8th inning right now. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the NL All-Stars, and 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the AL All-Stars as they lead 3-0. All the hits here coming on 2 of the runs coming in on singles, one by Ted Boki in the bottom of the first, plated one. In the bottom of the third, they struck again on an RBI single from Stefan Trosclair. And now one also in the bottom of the 5th. That double for Zane Gerwitz down the line, scored 1. And Tyler Wolf comes up swinging. He'll get his second hit of the day as that one's lined into right center field. As now the 4th hit of the game for the NL All-Stars, looking to play comeback here in the All-Star Game 2015 edition. We're going to have a new hitter coming up here for the National League, and it will be number 24, Cameron Baranek, guy that we were able to hash on a little bit with the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks broadcasters, a guy that has almost reached base in every single ABL game that he has played in. Takes a called strike on the outside corner from Lujan, 0-1. He has been downright dynamite this year and hitting the baseball, coming back even from injury, and still playing incredible. Count now 0-2 on Cameron Baranek. Thank you all for sticking with us here, listening to the 2015 ABL All-Star Game. Lots of guests today on this one. It's been fun talking to all of them. 0-2. There's an off-speed pitch that floats outside for a ball, 1-2. Sun's still shining brightly here after 5:30 p.m. in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, the biggest city in this state. 1-2. Just off the outside corner for a ball, 2-2. That was a nice changeup from Paul Lujan. Miners, with their recent offensive outbursts, haven't had to see Paul Lujan, but this is a guy in the back end of this Oilers bullpen that really has done some great work this year. Throw to check Tyler Wolf, and he's back in safely. Count even on Baranek, 2-2. Lujan from the stretch, and he's ready. And this one is popped up high in the air towards right center field. Ranging towards right center field and coming back to make the catch is James Folks. Now one gone in this top of the 8th inning. And I'll bring up Vance Vizcaino. First at bat for the Miners left fielder, Vance Vizcaino. The outfielder out of Stetson for the Miners team. Recently has struggled to hit the ball, but not really making contact is not his problem. It has been, unfortunately, the hard hit balls have been right at people. Vizcaino, a very aggressive hitter and a very good hitter. Loves the swing of that first pitch. One just off the outside corner for a ball from Lujan, and the count now 1-0. It's Miners teammate Tyler Wolf at first after the single. 3-0. American League here in the top of the 8th in this 9-inning exhibition game between the NL All-Stars and the AL All-Stars. 1-0. And swung on and missed. Hard cut by Vance Vizcaino. The count now 1-1 as he swung through that one. Not too much of a break, though, for some teams. You mentioned earlier the Peninsula Oilers and Anchorage Bucks. Huge series starting tomorrow between those two teams down in Kenai. That one fouled out of play by Vizcaino down that left field line. Count now 1-2. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 1-2 pitch coming from Lujan. and is low and away for a ball. Count out 2-2. Tyler Wolf, a good base stealer. Hasn't attempted to go yet. Could be off and running here. Skipper Ben Taylor tries to get some offense going for the NL team. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him the curveball for strike 3. A big strikeout for Lujan of Vizcaíno. And now 2 gone. And that'll bring up Chris Hall. Checks in for his first at bat. Another Matsu Minor hitting well over 320 coming in. Also logged 1 home run that shot to right field as part of that 17-1 victory over the Oilers on this past Wednesday. Missing outside for a ball. 1-0 the count on Chris Hall. Trying to earn his master's at the University of Tennessee. Very accomplished student. 1-0. Ball outside, 2-0. Takes a lot of dedication to try and earn your master's by taking summer classes and also playing summer baseball. Every time I talk to Chris, it seems like he always has homework to do. That's a testament to how hard of a worker he is. 2-0. And that's a ball, low and away. Count out 3-0. Runner still on first. 3-0. AL All Stars leading. Infield playing a bit up the middle. Pretty big hole between first and second base at the moment. Called strike on the outside corner. Taking all the way was Hall. And the count out 3-1. First baseman Bennett Oliver having to hold Tyler Wolf there at first. Hence why the hole is bigger over there. And 3-1 is outside for a ball. Tyler Wolf was taking off, but will easily get over to second base. So now 2 on and 2 out here in this top of the 8th inning. I'll bring up a very powerful hitter in Eugene Vasquez, a teammate at the University of Central Florida with Trent Thompson and Matt Diorio. Also has 1 home run on the year. Does this one hit pretty well towards right, going over and making the catch in right field is Justin Jacobs to retire the side. So the NL All-Stars get 2 on here in the top of the 8th, but they strand them. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Still 3-0 AL. You are listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to the 2015 ABL All Star Game. 2 final guests with us here on the broadcast. It will be Alex Caruso, starting center fielder for the All Star team, and also Zach Warren, starting pitcher for the Miners. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty good. Feeling good, Kevin. Feeling good.
Very good, as the AL All Stars continuing to lead this game by a score of 3-0. You guys impressed with their performance today?
I think both teams are out here just having some fun, competing. Hopefully we can get some hits going here in the 9th and take the lead. A win would be nice, but yeah, everyone's playing really well today. I'm impressed.
And this one lined into left field for a single to start off this bottom of the 8th inning. That'll be the 7th hit of the game. That one registered by James Folks of the Oilers. And so now nobody on, or one on, nobody out here in this bottom of the 8th inning. And Alex and Zach, how have you liked your summer so far here in Alaska?
Pretty cool. Everything good experience here today. This is cool. I've never experienced a live home run derby, so that was pretty cool to have two of our guys in it, Hunter and Matt. And overall, I like Alaska. It's pretty cool. Beautiful scenery.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. That was my first home run derby too. It was pretty good one. A lot of good competition in it. Everyone was right around competing with each other, and Alaska's great. We had awesome weather so far. I think we've only had a couple rainy days, so can't complain about anything.
Of course. And how do you guys like gelling with your teammates? I guess it's probably easy to gel sometimes when things are going well, but even if they weren't, it seems like this team has just come together really well and made everyone's friends, and everyone's getting along great.
Yeah, this is my third and final summer ball, and I think probably safe to say that this is one of the closer teams that I've been a part of. Obviously, the first few weeks, everyone's getting to know each other. It takes a little bit to get acclimated, but I think everyone's gelling together pretty well, like you said, and it's pretty cool to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a blast here. All the guys are really cool. They're making it a lot of fun to be here. I want to get up and go to the field every day, so I'm having a lot of fun. Everyone got to know each other really quick. Even when guys came in late, we kind of accepted them in really easily, and they're all cool guys. I love having fun on the field. It's a blast.
And that might have been a bit of an interesting challenge for you guys from the fact of you guys got off to a great start as McCarthy Tatum fouls this one off, count now 2-2. And all of a sudden you kind of kept adding guys. And while it's nothing against the guys, really, it's just you were trying to get that chemistry going, and it was just a different type of conditions that you had more players coming in as time went on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what you have to deal with sometimes in summer ball. Some teams go further than others, like the TCU guys. They made it to the College World Series, and that's obviously pretty cool to have them join the team doing so well during the year. And when they came in, it was just like they were there the whole time. We just accepted it, and they fit right in, and it's just good for them, good for us, and everybody just keeps rolling.
McCarthy Tatum strikes out on a nice curveball by Ted Christie. So now one out here in the bottom of the 8th. And Ted Christie coming out here throwing some great curveballs here. And Zach, you have quite an impressive curveball yourself. And
thank you.
You liking what Ted Christie's doing out there right now?
Yeah, the last one he threw was to a right-handed batter. Kind of started it almost at him or behind him a little bit and broke it right over the middle of the plate. That's unhittable pitch right there. You're gonna get them all the time. You're gonna have a good day.
And now count quickly 0-2 as the American League continuing to try and put up some more runs. They lead 3-0 here. This one's grounded towards second. They'll move the runner over to third. Nishioka will flip on to first to Christie. And 2 gone here in this bottom of the 8th inning. And that will bring up Bennett Oliver once again of the Peninsula Oilers.
I think we're getting a pitching change. I think Corbin's coming in.
Yes, he is. Corbin Martin will be coming in. We're going to see the Miners back into their bullpen the rest of the way here as Corbin Martin, like he's done all year, is coming in tough situation to try and get an out here and keep this game where it's at 3-0. So stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. So Bennett Oliver back up to the plate, but he'll face a different pitcher, and Corbin Martin, the setup guy for the Matsu Miners. I'm Kevin Peel, once again joined beside me in this bottom of the 8th inning. My guest is Zach Warren and Alex Caruso. Now, guys, you have the skipper, Ben Taylor, as your manager. Talk about how cool it's been to be guided by a guy like Ben Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's a fun guy to be around. He's very serious, but he knows when to joke around, when not to joke around. It's fun to be a part of. We can be laid back at times, but he also knows when we got to push the pedal and relax a little bit too.
James Folks comes in to score on that pass ball. So now it's 4-0. An insurance run for the AL All Stars here in this bottom of the 8th. Now 2 outs, and Bennett Oliver batting with the bases loaded. Zach, did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think BT, we call him BT. He's an awesome coach. He really is pretty good with the mental game, I think, with a lot of the guys. You know, baseball is a very mental sport, so he's good at getting the guys to, you know, play their best mentally and be focused and, you know, not be nervous out there because he's loose, but he's also, you know, he cares about the game a lot. So he cares about the team, but he knows how to have a good atmosphere in the team and the dugout. So, yeah, I've been having a blast with him as my skipper.
So Corbin Martin will walk Bennett Oliver. Now another runner will reach. And now will come up to the plate. And I had an opportunity to talk to one of the other guests about Jordan Washam. That was the game that we were at home in that game. It was a big win for you guys, but you saw Jordan Washam go down, a guy that is really heart and soul of this Kenai team. Had to be even tough for you guys too, because you know how important he was.
That was
to the Oilers.
the second baseman, right?
Yes.
Knee injury?
Yes.
Or ankle, whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely tough time to see one of your better guys go down. What's the Oilers record? What's the record?
They're one behind the Anchorage Bucks right now. They're 14-18.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's their overall record.
In such a close race like that for the lead in the American League, that's a big blow to lose one of your starting guys, you know, and any athlete hates to see an injury like that where a guy's just out playing hard and get some tough luck coming his way.
Fouls that one off down the left field line, so the count out 2-1 on Jordan Washam with 2 outs here at this bottom of the 8th. Already 1 in on a pass ball. James Folks was able to come in to score while Bennett Oliver was batting. 2-1 is outside for a ball, and the count now 3-1. Talk about Corbin Martin a little bit too, guys. He's gotten you guys out of a lot of pressure situations this year. How impressed are you by what he's able to do?
Yeah, Corbin's one of our better guys coming out of the pen to set Brick up in the 8th inning. We know when he comes in, he usually closes the door to set Brick up for the close. He's fun to watch in the outfield. I like in center field, you can see the pitches, like the angles of the pitches, and he's got one of the better curveballs or sliders on our team. He throws mid-90s, so he's definitely a fun guy to watch.
I think Corbin's awesome. He's got a lot of energy in the dugout. He's always a happy guy. Everybody around him is always laughing and having fun. So he knows how to play the game. He knows how to have fun. And, you know, most importantly, he's throwing really well for us. So
very good,
awesome
Zach.
Guy.
And Alex, thank you so
Thanks
much for coming
Kevin.
to join me here in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th, 4-0 AL All Stars. Stay tuned. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Almost home here in this one as the conclusion drawing closer. in this 2015 ABL All Star Game, the close of the All Star weekend here at Mulcahy Stadium. I'm Kevin Peel, one of the Matsu Miners broadcasters. Proud to bring you this All Star Game today. Niles Nygaard going to bat here for the Miners, and he'll tap it to short. Should be an easy play. Throws to first in time. One gone here in this top of the ninth inning. That play made by Jimmy Galuski coming in very recently for some defensive purposes for the Oilers. And also a new pitcher on the hill from the Anchorage Bucks for the AL All-Stars will be Quinn Grogan out of Stanfield, Oregon, and Lewis and Clark College. Guy also was born in Kennewick, Washington, the hometown of miner J.J. Hancock. Taking a ball outside is Tanner Nishioka, 1-0. Nishioka has been able to play in this entire game. Has a single to center earlier on in this contest, back in the fourth. 2-0, and this one is hit towards right field. Camping under it is Jacobs, and he will make the catch. 2 gone here quickly in the top of the ninth. And this game will be up to Carson Kreitz with the AL All-Stars leading 4-0. 1 run in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and an insurance run in the eighth on the pass ball. Plating another one. Carson Kreitz 0 for 1 in this contest from the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Righty-righty matchup here. And Quinn Grogan throws a ball low and away, 2-0. Grogan is a guy that the Miners have not seen this year. Has had a fantastic campaign for the Bucks. 2-0. His line straight back foul. Count out 2-1 on Carson Kreitz. Second baseman, a steady fielder for the Pilots. Also adds some pop at the plate, too. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Swung through the slider from Grogan, and the count out 2-2. Quinn Grogan's uncle, and an interesting story, is Jared Zabransky. This one's fouled out of play. Count's still 2-2. If you remember, Zabransky was the guy that orchestrated the Boise State Broncos' miracle victory over Oklahoma in the 2007 Fiesta Bowl. Speaking of the Statue of Liberty play. What a cool moment that was for that Boise State program. And Quinn Grogan now pitching here. 3-2, and that one will come up and in to Kreitz. So he will take a walk. He reaches base for the first time in this one. And that will bring up the catcher now to bat for the National League from Chugiak Eagle River. And that's Tyler Boxwell, guy that can change a game with one swing of the bat. Not only had that double off the top of the wall in that game on June 29th, the 13-2 win for the Miners over the Chinooks. Taking off is Carson Kreitz. Throw down from Bonuelos is not in time. It was a good throw. Galuski was covering. Stealing the bag is Kreitz. Count now 0-1 as Boxwell was taking a strike, but Boxwell also has orchestrated a couple big hits to right center field gap in a couple other contests. The Miners have played the Chinooks this year. That one up and in for a ball. Count 1-1. Makes it tough on a team to decide who gets to play when you have both Andrew Mogg and Tyler Boxwell who have a lot of power. Very good at their positions. That one misses inside for a ball from Quinn Grogan, and the count now 2-1. 4-0 AL All-Stars here in this top of the ninth. And a 2-1 count currently on Tyler Boxwell from the Chinooks. Swung on and missed. Pulled the string on him with a changeup. Count now 2-2. Scouts have seen a good ball game and a great home run derby today. Won by the Chinooks' Caleb Potter. 2-2. is grounded hard towards first. Bennett Oliver will make the play, scoops it up, and throws it to Quinn Grogan to retire the side. We'll see here if both these teams going to play 9 full innings or if that is all. The Miners and the NL All-Star team will take the field. So we will play the bottom of the 9th. The AL All-Stars on their way to winning this 2015 ABL All-Star game. Score right now, AL All-Stars 4, NL All-Stars nothing. Stay tuned. You're listening to the All-Star game right here on the Miners Radio Network. Eight and a half innings down here in Anchorage of the ABL All-Star Game 2015 edition. And just 3 outs away from the conclusion of this one, the AL All-Stars will be the victors. Justin Jacobs going to bat here on the left side facing Corbin Martin. Walked a couple back in the 8th. Run was able to come in to score on a pass ball, but that run not charged to him. 1-0 to Jacobs. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Justin Jacobs out of Auburn, Washington. Another one of those Gonzaga players in the Alaska Baseball League. Just finished up his sophomore year there. Taking low for a ball is Jacobs, and the count now 2-1. Another Anchorage Buck, an all-star, Justin Jacobs. 15 Bucks in total were elected to this all-star game. This one's tapped to first, so it'll be an easy play for Tanner Nishioka, and he will go to the bag. One gone here in this bottom of the 9th inning.
Now batting from the Anchorage Bucks, number 11, Sam Brown.
I'll bring up Sam Brown. Two of the current outfielders from the Anchorage Bucks. But they're going to come out to the mound. And Brick Paskowitz going to come in here to close out the last 2 outs of this one. As Corbin Martin will go his 2/3 of an inning here in front of the Scouts. Corbin Martin did his job. He doesn't give up any runs. The 1 run coming in on the pass ball not charged to him. 4-0 AL All-Stars. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. New pitcher for the NL. It's Brick Paskowitz. We'll be right back. You're listening to the 2015 ABL All-Star Game right here on the Miners Radio Network. So Brick Paskowitz ready out of Paradise Valley Community College. And the Matsu Miners' own closer, Brick Paskowitz, also got the start in right field today for the All-Star team. A dynamite closer and position player. 1 out. And the first pitch to Sam Brown is low for a ball with the changeup. Sam Brown flew out to center in his first and only at bat in this one. This one grounded hard towards second, ranging to his right, and making the play is Carson Kreitz. And quickly Paskowitz retires the first batter he faces. The last batter of this game, if Paskowitz is able to retire him, will be Jimmy Galuski, shortstop from the Peninsula Oilers. Galuski joined with his team and will be hosting the Anchorage Bucks in that big series starting tomorrow to decide the AL, with the Miners well in hand, the NL side of things. 2 quick fastballs from Paskowitz. He's ahead in the count, 0-2 on Galuski. Galuski out of Arthurdale, West Virginia, and a teammate of Caleb Potter's at WVA. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and so Brick Paskowitz comes in and quickly retires the 2 batters he faces, but that is the ball game, with the AL All-Stars winning this one 4-0 over the NL All-Stars. Final line score for you: no runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the NL, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the AL as they win this contest today. It was a great afternoon, an action-packed and tension-filled home run derby won by Caleb Potter. And then ultimately a solid all-star game here with the AL coming out on top 4-0. Before we go, just want to thank all of our sponsors for all throughout the year for the Matsu Miners, the Alaska Club, Napa Auto Parts, also the Palmer Golf Course, Palmer Bar. By the way, if you want to get more connected with the Valleys team, you can follow us on Twitter at ABL Miners, and also the website www.matsuminers.org. And also wanted to thank all my guests who came on with me today from the Chinooks in the 5th and the 6th innings. Andrew Alex, home run derby champion Caleb Potter, and also Garrett Mansfield. And from the Miners, had some great guests too come on for me. Niles Nygaard, also James Harrington, Corbin Martin, Eli Morgan, Calvin LeBrun. James Harrington was already mentioned. We had so many of them, hard to remember. They were all guys were very gracious to come on and talk to me today, and it was really fun to get to talk to them and hear their stories and all the things that they've done. All these players very grateful to play in this all-star game today, and they all are taking away a positive experience from it. The other guys I wanted to thank, Kyle Simons and Brigham Hill, for coming up and talking with me in the 7th inning, and in the bottom of the 8th inning, Alex Caruso and Zach Warren. But the final story is from here. The AL All-Stars prevail 4-0 over the NL All-Stars. Now, next on the Miners Radio Network, we will be off until Tuesday, when the Miners will travel to play the Alaska Gold Panthers of Fairbanks up in Fairbanks for a 3-game set starting Tuesday. The first pitch of Tuesday night's game will be at 7 p.m. Alaska time, with the Napa Auto Parts pregame show coming to you live at 6:45 from Fairbanks, Alaska, about 6 hours up the road from here. But until then, I'm Kevin Peel saying so long from Mulcahy Stadium. It was a great all-star weekend here in Anchorage, and we were glad you could join me and Kyle with it. So long, and we will talk to you on Tuesday. Have a good night.